abuses. Before we start, this is a massive trigger warning. If anyone is sensitive and or just soft or been through some things like this, and it might be very triggering. Just go ahead and go say that now. Whew, I got my water. Then I needed something a little bit more stronger than some water, so I got my Mountain Dew. Whew, got my notebook and my pen. Whew, let's get started. Oh, we're not gonna do this. Let me go ahead and. No, what we not gonna do is all that. Okay, thank you. Hey, whew. All right, so we just go ahead and just jump into this. A lot of these examples, I am going to have personal examples. So I will be using myself to explain because when I was going through this, I was just like, bitch, this is my life. So, whoo, trigger warning. First, using economic abuse. And put a ticker on there. Some of the stuffs. Whoo. Okay, let's get into this. Like I said, this is gonna be real sensitive, be real triggering. Whew. All right. Economic abuse. What is economic abuse? It literally, well, I can't say it literally is explanatory. Uh, but it is. It is basically controlling the finances coming in and out of the house solely for the purpose of control. Okay, so Kim, what are examples of economic abuse? Preventing your partner from keeping or getting a job. Now, I'm going to be using the pronoun them when I am talking about each example because women can be abusive just as men can be abusive, or however you identify. If you identify as a woman, if you identify as a man, you can still be a piece of abusive shit. So there we have it. One, preventing them from getting or keeping a job. So if you have a partner that has no problem running up to your job acting no fool because you didn't answer no phone or you didn't answer the text message quick enough, or they just feel like they just need to pop up on you at work and act a fool, that is a form of economic abuse. And a lot of people think that shit cute. Yeah, your man outside waiting on you. He out there acting a fool and questioning. That's not cute. That's abuse. That's abuse. Me, myself, personally, I went through economic abuse because my ex-husband had no problem showing his ass at my job. Every job I had, he showed his ass at, to the point where he was banned from the building and banned from the parking lot. Hey, mama. My mama here. Hey. We talking about that dude I used to be married to. But anyway, he had no problems coming up there. When I worked there for Cineas, he came up there because I didn't answer text messages. Demanded to come through the back and everything. Acted a fool. He had to be told he had to leave the premises and could not come back, only to pick me up. And he literally did that to the other company when I was working for DaVita. He was banned from both sites for basically coming up there acting a fool because I would not communicate with him once I got to work. So if I didn't text him fast enough, he would hit me up on Facebook. If I didn't hit him back again, he'll hit me up on text message. If I didn't hit him back, he'll hit me up on Snapchat. He'll hit me up on IG, like literally. And if I still did not contact him, he would call my job or just come up there and act a fool. So that's abuse. That's not cute, ladies and gentlemen. If even men, if you have a girlfriend that does that, that's not cute. because they're risking your job, they're risking your money, they're risking how you support yourself in life to make the situation more lenient toward them, that you have to cling onto them because you ain't gonna have nothing else. You're not gonna have no income, you're not gonna have no job. It's gonna be hard to hire you anywhere because guess what they have to do? They have to use your past job as a reference. And depending on what kind of manager you have, they gonna say, yeah, you can hire them, but you're gonna have to make sure that such and such and such and such don't come too, because this is how they go act. And 9 times out of 10, who's gonna want to deal with that as a company? Knowing that if I hire this person, no matter how good they are, they come with somebody who's going to be acting like that on my premises. So that is economic abuse, preventing someone from keeping or getting a job. Now we're going to talk about preventing from getting a job, because I went through that too. They try to make it seem like if you're not there, things won't be, especially if you have kids. Oh, I don't trust nobody with my kids, and woo this and woo that. When the kids are 8, 9 years old, going to school, basically taking care of themselves, they find every excuse in the book for you not to get a job. That is economic abuse. If you want to go out here and get a job to support yourself or your kids, do it. Now, if you are in a situation where you literally can't, because daycare is expensive and woo this and woo that, sometimes you got to bite the bullet to pay somebody, or whole lot of folks don't like it, but they have government assisted Title 20 programs that will help you with childcare if you qualify. Those are a whole lot of things they're not going to tell you. Look into the Title 20 program. See if your state has a Title 20 child program through their state. They will help with daycare and after school programs. You want to know how I know? Because my aunt worked for one for years. And that's when I lived in Chicago in the 90s. So I know they still got the Title 20 program. So just look it up. It may not be called Title 20 anymore. It might be some child care or something, but it started off as Title 20. So look that up, ladies and gentlemen, because there are some single fathers out here holding it down with their kids. So get you a job, put them children in daycare or some kind of center, and call it a day. All right. Another example of economic abuse is making them ask for money. Some of y'all think that shit cute, having to ask somebody for some money. That's abuse. That's how they are holding you down, making sure that you only have such and such amount of money, so you can't either leave or save up enough money so that you can leave. Now, see, I was in that type of situation. I worked over 80 hours doing dialysis, making damn near $20 an hour, and I still had absolutely no money. If I made $10, he spent $9.25. And I know everybody like him, oh my God, how did you let that happen? But if you're at work, working from 4:30 in the morning to like 7, 8, 9, possibly 10 o'clock at night, you don't know what the hell going on. Exactly, mama. And they not saving. If anything was to happen, at them times I was with old boy, we was ass out. Wasn't a dime. Hey, Angel. Don't have me too loud now. I don't want you getting in trouble. I still want you to make your coins. But thank you for being here. Don't have me too loud, baby. So, yeah. Make him ask for money. If they're controlling what's going in and out of your pocket, that is economic abuse. That's not good. They're being controlling, boo. They're being controlling. And the most of the abuses, excuse me, we'll go ahead and say most of the abuses that we're going to be going over are non-physical abuses. We all know what physical abuse is. We are taught very early in life what physical abuses are. A lot of us do not know what the non-physical abuses are. And I should have really explained that. It just really hit me. Like, a lot of folks probably don't know what the fuck you talking about. We're going to be talking about mental, financial abuse, economic intimidation, gaslighting. Those are all forms of non-violent abuses, because these are the ones that get swept up under the rug. And people think that these are cute, or we grew up in households with this. You know, a lot of us grew up watching, you know, our mothers and fathers interact where the father had control over everything. Like, all the money went into the bank account. Mama didn't touch it. She didn't pay no bills. She didn't do that. She didn't do. We grew up in those situations, not knowing that that is a form of non-physical abuse. So we're going to go over those today. Once again, trigger warning for those who have either been through this or know somebody has been through this, or if this will affect them. I'm trying to say trigger warning a lot throughout this whole thing, because it is. Another form of economic abuse is giving them an allowance. If your man gives you an allowance, well, this is how much you gonna get, or you have to do things in order to get more money. Like, if you have a set allowance, but you have to cook by a certain time, clean by a certain time, do extra shit in order to get more money, that is a form of economic abuse. You shouldn't have to work you shouldn't have to work in a relationship for your money. I just don't. I can't say I don't understand that now, because now I know. But back when I was married, when I was a stay at home, yeah, I had allowance, and I had to do certain things or had certain things done by certain times to help to get more money. So I'm not in that situation the most I can talk about it. But I do understand how some people think that that's okay. Like, okay, I'm a stay at home mom. I ain't got shit else to do. And you know, you feel like, oh well, they breaking me off some of their checks, something they don't have to do. That's still abuse, because if that person loves you, you shouldn't have to work for the money that they give you. They should just give it to you, or they should just buy you things, or, you know, make sure that you have everything that you need. You should not have to work or do favors in a relationship for your wants and your needs. That is a form of economic abuse and manipulation. We're going to get into that too. All right. Taking their money. When I tell you I could not keep a dollar in my damn wallet, if all my silver change, I could not have any silver change, any money that I had in my purse was taken. And I'm not the type of person that just checks my purse all the time. So we'll be going to, let's just say, for an example, this is actually what happened. We're all ordering lunch at work. I know I got a $20 bill in my, so I ordered lunch, came out to like 7 something. I go to give them my 20 and it's gone. Not only is my 20 gone, but my damn change is gone too. Wasn't nothing left in my wallet but 7 pennies. The motherfucker took the nickels and the dimes too. So I'm sitting there stupid as shit, because we done ordered. So a co-worker bought my lunch and I had to pay them back. But literally, whenever I had any type of money, it got so bad I had to keep money at work just for me to have it. So if I broke a 5 or something like that, I couldn't put the money in my purse. I had to hide it, or if I did have it in my purse and to survive the night, I had to put it in my locker at work in order for me to have any money, because he took everything. And when I would say something to him or I would confront him about it, why did you take my money? You had $5. I just when did you sure you put that in, like if I know I got 2 1s and 2 5s and all of a sudden I only got two, where my two, are you sure you counted that right? You sure it was a 5 and not a 1? Right, like, and we're gonna get into that too. That's gaslight. That's a whole nother thing we're gonna get into. Yep. That's just some fuckboy shit right there. Hey, your money better, baby. That wasn't even there. Yes, you do pay the bills. It extra money. It ain't spent. It's spent by everybody. Hey, a lot of even the dogs get part of that money. So yeah, but our situation ain't got shit to do with what the fuck they got going on. Cause baby, the taking of the money. If you can't have a dime to your name because they take your money, it even if y'all have a joint account and you're putting money into the account and they're putting money into the account, but they're taking all of the money, that is a form of taking money. And then they'll say, oh, well, we have bills to pay. What you expect? We got bills and woo this and woo that, but you're not asking, what we need or in the house. You just fucking taking. Now, bills is a whole nother thing. But if you just taking the money and spending it on yourself, you get shoes, clothes, upgrading cell phones and everything else, and your partner looking like a ragamuffin because they don't have no damn money, or they got to ask you for money in order to do things, that is a form of economic abuse. Here we go. Not letting them know about or have access to family income. This is what a lot of us grew up watching. We grew up watching the man of the house, whoever was head of the household, basically take all the money, take all the bills, and not talk to nobody about it, not let nobody know what's going on. And if you are in a relationship, you are working together in order to make ain't nobody behind me, mama. Ain't nobody behind me. Don't do that. Unless you sing some, honey, these are a pair of pants. I mean, I got an altar right there. You probably seeing somebody right there, but they ain't for me to see. They for you to see. I guess they wanted you to see. All right, yeah. Not having any access. If they got a bank account where all the money goes into, and they the only one with the app on their phone, and they won't let you got to call the bank to see how much you got in there. That's economic abuse. There's no way that y'all sharing money and you don't know what the hell is going on. Come on now. Well, hopefully y'all get the gist of economic abuse, because I'm gonna go through these. Here we go. Using coercion and threats. Y'all do know being coerced into sex is still rape. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. I should have said that before, but that's trigger warning. Because a whole lot of folks don't seem to understand that coercion is still rape. All right. Let's put that out there. If you don't believe me, Google is free. You can look up the laws and everything. Google is free. You need your glasses. That 500, you, like I said, it probably was for you to see it, not for me. No, he didn't. Not asking, do you need gas money? That's petty, and I love it. All right, examples. Making and or carrying out threats to do harm. Threatening someone is abuse. Even if you know, oh girl, that nigga ain't finna do nothing. He ain't finna put his hands on you. The fact that he threatened to do something to you, that is abuse. Or if they just carry it out. Me, myself, personally, this was most of my entire marriage. Entire marriage was full of coercion and threats. Lord, like I said, threatening to come into my job, acting fool if I didn't answer the phone, threatening to call up there, threatening like all types of shit. All types of shit. I could come home tired and say no. Oh, you must be somebody else. You must this and whatever. I'm sitting there like, damn, nigga, I just worked 12 hours. I'm tired. So, like I said, coercion is still rape, even if you are married. Do not, but if you are a wife or a husband, you still have the right to say no. No is a complete sentence. No does not mean any explanation. If you say no and they start questioning or start talking all over and around trying to explain to you why you need to have sex with them, that is rape. I said what I said, and we could talk about it back and forth all day. We could talk about it. That is rape. It's in the law. Look it up. You can call a cop and ask them. Anyway, threatening to leave. If someone is always threatening to leave you, if you don't do what they want you to do, baby, let them go. That is a relationship for control and not love. Because if the only condition for you to be with me is that I do what you want me to do, that is not a relationship of love. That is a relationship of control. And that only is that a red flag. That flag is not only red, but it is on fire. That is a red flag on fire. If the only reason why you are with me or in a relationship with me or treating me like a human being is because I have to do what you say, is not a relationship of love. That is a relationship of control. And you actually have more power in that relationship than you know. So if a motherfucker is threatening to leave you, if you don't do what they want, let them go. Trust and do believe that is not love. Show them the door, babe. I will show them the door, the alleyway, the stairs, the window, any available exit. I will show you. All right. Oh, trigger warning. This is going to be about suicide. Threatening to commit suicide. Oh, bitch, I got a story to tell about that one there. When I finally got just tired, just fed up and tired. And I told him, yeah, I want to leave. I want a divorce. You know, this motherfucker called both our kids up front, had them sit down and told them, if your mama wants to ruin our lives and destroy our marriage, your mother no longer loves us. She wants to leave. And if your mom leaves, I am going to kill myself. I will never forget those words. He sat there and looked both of our children in the eye and told them, if I left him, he was going to kill himself and they would no longer have a father. That motherfucker is still alive. Don't believe it. Do not believe it. Still alive. Matter of fact, not only did he do it once, he did it again too. He went as far as coming to my job, dropping off my car with his ID and wallet and the car keys, and said he was going to walk to the bridge. We was in Shreveport, Louisiana. And when the phone died, he was gonna jump in the river and kill himself. This man called me on my phone and texted me on my phone all day. Waited until our children were out of school when they cut their phones back on, because they cut their phones off in school unless there is an emergency. When the kids cut their phones back on, he knew what time they got out of school. Started calling and texting them, saying that he loved them, he's sorry, put it all on me, saying that it was my fault that he's going to die. I told my kids that he is going to die. It is my fault, and that the love that I have for him was not enough to keep him alive. I read the text messages. My youngest, she cut her phone. I told her to cut the phone off. She cut the phone off. I had to go pick the girls up, and I took them to work with me because I had to close at night, and I was not going to leave them at home by themselves for him to harass and torment. So my oldest daughter was so, hey, sis, that's my girl. Hey, girl. It got so bad that one of my co-workers took the phone from my daughter, because he had started calling my oldest daughter, because like I said, my youngest one. They was like, oh, okay, well, shit, fuck it. Mom said cut the phone off. I'm gonna cut the phone off. So he did not have access to my youngest one, but my oldest one did not. Because she loves her daddy at the time. So he calling and texting her. She's crying and back. I'm having to leave off the floor, go back there and comfort her. I finally took a phone after one of my coworkers just basically took the phone and was like, look, nah, shit, if you gonna do it, do it. Do a flip. You're gonna jump off the bridge, do a barrel roll. Leave these kids alone. So I ended up having to leave work. Of course, they were terrified. Well, one was terrified and crying, and they was upset. And so I get home. I went and got them Taco Bell. I'm chilling. I'm basically waiting on the police to come knock on the door, asking me to identify a body at this point. I was over it. When I tell you I was over it. This motherfucker come text me, come pick me up. This motherfucker walked to the casino, was sitting in the casino. And when I got off work, knowing that I would be home, because if I had any money in the bank, he made sure we had no money in the bank, and he made sure we had a fourth of a tank of gas. If I would have at least had enough gas to make it to Little Rock, Arkansas, where my family was at the time, I was going to be there. Hey, how you? Hello, Mom. I see you, baby. You just said hello about what? This your second time? Hey, baby, I would have been in Little Rock, but he made sure I was damn near on an empty tank of gas. I had enough money to give my children 2 $5 crunch boxes from Taco Bell. That's when the Doritos Locos Tacos came out. And I went home. I was basically just waiting. Just waiting for the cops to come and tell me they didn't found the body somewhere. So, oh, you talking to Erica. And so I'm just sitting there. I'm just dumbfounded. Because at this time, I know this dead motherfucker, I thought he was dead. Baby, I didn't answer back. Sure did not. He was going to have to walk home because I was not going to go get him. He got a taxi. Came in the house huffing and puffing, mad at me. Acting weird to me. Like he ain't act like he was finna kill himself all day. Like he was not acting. I'm talking about he was calling every line of my job. I had cut my phone completely off. He was calling my job back to back to back to back, tying up the lines and everything. Like literally. It had got so bad they did a police report. I still got the card and everything. So yeah, crazy. He went as far as acting out like he was going to kill himself, trying to get attention, like that was gonna make me stay. That was January 26th, because his birthday was on the 28th. I'll tell you exact day it happened. Girl, yours fake seizures. That'd have been a shivering, shaking motherfucker fooling with me. Baby, when I tell you I was through, I was so over it. I was so over it. Girl, I'm talking about everything. And then the next day, him dropping me off at work the next day, and everybody just shaking their head at me. Because I literally had to wait until I was paid to be able to leave. I couldn't leave. I could not leave. I did not have the money. He made sure we had absolutely nothing. When I tell you I could not keep a bank account, it had got so bad that I had to get one of the Walmart prepaid cards to put my check on, because every bank account, we even went to credit unions and everything. He would take all the money out and overdraft us. I still owe some credit unions like damn near $800-900 in the red. I literally had to cut all my bank. I could not get a bank account anywhere in Shreveport because he literally would take everything, and even the money card, he took that, and I did not have access to my own pay card because he didn't work because he was disabled. He only got $618 a month. He basically paid the rent. I paid everything else. I was bringing home damn near $2,000 checks every 2 weeks and did not have money to buy toilet paper to wipe my ass with. I got paid Monday morning. Monday morning, I would get paid on a Monday morning. By the time the girls went to school, I had nothing. Exactly. Exactly. When I tell you my child had nightmares for weeks behind it. Both of them still do not talk about that day. It's 2 days that they don't talk about. The day that I'm talking about, January 26th, and then June 27th, 2017, the day I actually left. Yeah, that's how, when I tell you, and what snapped me out of it, because I will go to the elders of the church and I will try to talk to them. I would try to talk to his aunts, and I would, you know what they would tell me? Oh, baby, for better. Oh, y'all married in the eyes of the law or the Lord, or some bullshit they was telling me, that, you know, for better or worse, and trouble don't last always. And he's the men have problems, and you just got to pray the controlling spirit out of him. Like, this is coming from the women of the church. That's why I had to put religion down, because I'm literally begging and I'm fighting for my life, and y'all basically telling me to go back and pray the controlling spirit away. And this is towards the last year of our marriage, and each day was getting progressively and progressively and progressively scarier. More and more things were happening, because now he's going from non-violent or non-physical abuse to actually physical abuse towards the end. And so I'm sitting here, I'm talking to these women, and I'm like, y'all really telling me basically to stay in this relationship? I would talk to his aunts, and they're basically telling me to stay in the relate. I'm like, y'all really want me to die? Like, y'all really want me to die? What the hell is going on? But anyway, hon, I'm getting personal. I'm getting personal on it. I know this is my show, but we got to keep going. I'm getting a little personal, just a little bit. Oh, another one. Well, if you are in a relationship and somebody's threatening to call CPS because you won't do what they want to do, baby, that is abuse. That is a threat. So if I don't do what you want me to do, you're going to try to have my kids taken away from me? Now, what the hell? Let me tuck this in because, baby, this come apart on this show, honey. Y'all just going to, I'm not finna try to fix nothing. Okay. Yeah, that's not right. That's not right, but I went through it for a long time. A long time. Child. Them folks told me, for better or worse, in sickness and in health. That's what they told me. And we are married under the eyes of God and under the laws of God. What God makes, no man can tear down. Child. Yep, using children as manipulation and as a pawn. You are absolutely right, Erica, baby. That's what I went through. That is what I went through, honey. Whew. Mama, you was going through your own stuff. You was going through your own stuff. And he knew where you lived. He knew where Elwood lived. And when he got to the point where he had started becoming psychotic, like not sleeping, this man will stay up and will watch me sleep. Like it got that weird. He paced back and forth. I was not, and he knew where y'all lived. I was not finna have him come near y'all. It was already sick, and you was already going through stuff. I was not finna have y'all. I was not finna put y'all in my mess. I got out. I had to save for damn near a year, but I got out. And that's a whole nother story. I'm gonna tell y'all my story one day, bitch. I'm gonna tell y'all my story. A lot of folks tell me I need to write a book because the things that I went through, some people just do not believe. Like, you went through that? Yeah. Yeah, that is. That's abuse too. Mm-hmm. I said I went through, when I tell you I went through all, yep. Sleep. I was finna get to that. Sleep deprivation is. Sure is. And when he would stay up all night, it got so bad one time because at this point I refused to even touch him. No sex, no nothing. Like, we roommates. Like, I dap him in the morning, what's up? And do what I gotta do. Like, it had got to that point. I give a fuck. He was up one night, went through my friends list. Every man that was on my friends list, he was asking me about him. Who is this? How you know him? I'm friends with my cousin. And who's this nigga here? Who is? You probably fucking him too. Hey, cupcake, hey. And she's saying hey to everybody. Like, literally. And it was crazy. And then I'll be in the bed and he would just walk back and forth around the bed, just circling the bed. Just arguing about anything. It could be anything. One time we got into an argument because he felt like I was giving the dog too much attention. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that's another thing too we're gonna get into. Back and forth. Oh, make it, and if you do have enough courage to call the police and have them arrested, making someone drop the charges, that's abuse. Because if you did what you did and you ended up in jail, your ass need to do the time. So either you calling them, trying to get them to drop the charges, or getting your family to do it. Because your family is as fucked up as you are. If your family harasses your victim and tries to make them drop the charges, or you make them drop the charges, that is using coercion and threats. That is abuse. All right, hey TV. Hey TV. Mm-hmm. And baby, when I tell you I was with the narcissist of narcissists, woo, baby. When I tell you, when I started just reading about the abuses and reading about the narcissists, I was like, oh my God, that is Anthony Tyrone Brown. It sure is. Whew. And making it, if you with somebody and they make you do illegal things, like they get caught with dope, but they tell you to hold it, or they get caught with a gun and they give it to you and tell you to hold it and say that's your gun or say that's your dope, that's illegal. That's abuse. You should never, ever, ever love somebody to the point that you will go to jail for them. I'm sorry, I had to go ahead and say that. Call me biased, call me whatever the hell you want to call me. But you should not love someone to the point where you will risk your freedom. That's not ride or die, boo-boo. That's a damn fool. Said what I said. We'll talk about it in the morning. But yeah, making you do illegal things goes along with coercion and threats. That is a form of non-violent abuse. Using intimidation. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Right. And what's so sad about it, like I said in the beginning of the show, all the physical abuses, we learn about those because you can see them. You can see a black eye. You can see a bruise or a cut or a gunshot. You can physically see that violence. You can physically see that abuse. But non-violent abuse, no one really talks about it because it's not visible. No one really talks about these abuses because most of us have watched this and lived in the house with it all of our lives and did not know that it was abuse. We just thought it was normal. When I started reading about these abuses, I thought that, having one bank account, and the man taking care of everything and paying all the bills and whatever, I thought that was normal because that's all I saw. That's all I saw. So I'm sitting up here, I'd have got me a life coach and I'm talking and and she's telling me about this. I'm sitting here like, bitch, is you serious? Is you serious? What? That's not supposed to happen. And she was like, no. Like literally, we went page to page. We was looking up definitions and everything else. And I'm sitting here like, wow. Most of us have grown up in abuse. And because it's not physical, because we mainly hear about physical abuse, even in schools. When they get to talk about relationships, they always talk about physical and sexual abuses and mental. They just added mental, but they don't talk about these types: the financial abuse, emotional abuse, coercion, threats. They don't talk about that because I guess they feel that's taboo or something like that. Is that's things that happen in the house, that happens between between two people. We really don't see that. It's really not visible, so they really don't talk about it. Exactly, mama. It's learned. We are taught that these things are okay growing up in narcissistic and abusive households. Heather who? I follow a Heather. Her name is first Ginger Heather. That's my friend Heather. That's the only Heather that I know that I follow on TikTok. And so, yeah, using intimidation, we're gonna go ahead and go through this because, baby, we already talking 45 minutes. Oh, Lord, and we just got through the second one. We got 8 to go through. Let me shut up. All right. Making them afraid by using looks, acts, or gestures. Now, we all know the church mama look when you acting a fool in church and you get that look. People use that in relationships also. Like if you out in public and let's just say I'm gonna go ahead and make it a guy girl type situation. And your girl, chatting it up, we talking and kiki woo woo, and then all of a sudden you give her that Ike Turner look like, bitch, you laughing too hard at his joke, or you doing something that's intimidation. That's not cute. If I'm there with you, regardless of who I'm talking to or who I'm laughing at or joke or something like that, it shouldn't bother you to the point that you feel like you need to intimidate me and look at me like you finna whoop my ass. That's not cute. That's intimidation. That is a form of abuse. Not the shoulder check. Lord. And see, that's a gesture. Shoulder checking somebody, that is a gesture. That is a gesture or action. You see, oh, you go punch a wall or you go tear something up or you go destroy something. That's an action. Shoulder checking somebody, that's a gesture. Or, pointing at them like, all right, bitch, I got, like, all right. That's all forms of intimidation. Me talking to somebody should not make your inner Ike Turner come out. You see what I'm saying? No, you can't comment from the TV. I tried it. But nah, you'll have to still comment either from the computer or your phone. Yep. But see, we grew up thinking that, that's normal. That's thing. Some people even laugh at it, think that shit's funny. No, that's insecurity and that's jealousy. I should be able to talk to somebody. I should be able to communicate with someone other than you without being intimidated. So yeah, that's abuse. Mm-hmm. All that. Those are actions, gestures, and looks used in intimidation. And then what an action goes into smashing things, destroying property, putting things through walls, putting holes in walls, putting holes in doors, tearing doors off of the hinges, and all of that stuff. That's intimidation. That is violence. That is abuse. And even though it's not happening to you, they're basically showing you, hey, bitch, if I could put a hole through this wall, I could put a hole through you. That's intimidation. Get the fuck out. All right, if you're just now joining us, trigger warning. I'm trying to say that throughout this whole thing. Trigger warning. We are talking about many different abuses, non-violent abuses. And we have already gone through economic abuse and coercion and threats. And now we are on intimidation. Trigger warning, because we're almost through intimidation. Yeah. Destroying or hiding their property. I went through that. Yes, Lord, I went through that. What property did he take? My fucking car. Destroy my, well, I wouldn't say destroy. He took the wires out of it. So I could not drive it the day that I left. Or all of a sudden, my keys will come up missing. On days where, because, I had to schedule days for me to go out. And I couldn't just go out. I had to either take him or the kids. So if I wanted to just go to the store or go to the mall, I had to basically put it on the calendar, tell him, hey, I get paid Friday. He had to act like we had bills or something to pay. But when I started getting smart and started calling and started getting the bills off the table or catching them in the mailbox before him, I said, look, no, the bill, that bill was paid last time. So I'm finna woo this and woo that, and I want to go to the mall or go get my nails or something done. Because I literally had to start getting my nails done just so I can get out the house. Literally just so I can get out of the house. And even when I got my nails done, I had to take him. So this motherfucker sitting in the nail shop watching me get my nails done. So when I did start going out with my coworkers, because we would do once a month, we tried to do like you're gonna go to a restaurant or something. This motherfucker will go as far as Googling how far the restaurant or wherever we was going from the house. So he was like, well, they want y'all there at 8. If you leave here at 7:15, you should get there by 7:45. So I'm gonna be called. This motherfucker will call me exactly at 7:45 and ask me where I am. If I'm not there, he wants to know why I'm not at the place because it only takes me 30 minutes to get there. This is the actual fucking conversation. And when I got there, he wanted me to take a picture of the place that I was and send him pictures of who was there. I'm not gonna do that. And while I was there, he would still call and text while I'm eating dinner or fellowshipping with my friends and coworkers. And when I left, I was to tell him when I left, so he could tell me, oh, you should be home by such and such time. And if I wasn't home by such and such time, he was calling me, asking me where I was. Mm-hmm. I went through that for years. Baby, exactly. It should take 32.5 minutes and 3 seconds. Yeah, down to a science. To a science. And when I started actually driving myself to and from work, oh, if I left the house, if I was early tech, I had to be at work at 4:30. So I would leave the house around 4:15 because one there. So at 4:30, he was calling the building. He's calling the building at 4:30. And if I don't pick up at 4:30, calling from the building, he was calling my phone asking where I was. Damn, bitch, I'm in traffic, or I'm at a stoplight, or oh, it'll take you 15 minutes. Why you ain't at work? Yeah, in 3 seconds. And had it all down to a science. Oh, we finna get to that too. We finna get to that. Yes, Lord. And when you say something to them, they turn. We're gonna get to that. That's gaslighting. We talking about that too. Yeah. I went through that. And when I stopped taking pictures and when I stopped, texting while I'm there, because I'm here to have fun. I'm here to get away from y'all. Why do I need to have conversation with you every 10 minutes? And if I don't answer back your text message, you calling me. And if I don't call, this motherfucker would call the goddamn restaurant. Like literally, he would one up every time. Every time. So I would just text back, I'm still here. Oh, what? How much you spend? This motherfucker asked me how much I'm spending. Because I had a certain amount that I could spend so I don't go over budget. So if I go out, I had to stretch $20 or $30. Lord forbid, one time we went bowling. I sat there and watched my coworkers bowl because I didn't have the money, but I was not going back home. I literally sat there and watched my coworkers bowl and have fun because I did not have the money to do it, and I refused to go home. Let me write this down. Yeah, I refused to go home. So I sat there and watched other people bowl and I couldn't do it. And they asked me why I'm not bowling. I don't know how to bowl. I'm not finna waste my money on this. Knowing I've been bowling all my life. I grew up in a bowling alley. Between my grandmother and my grandfather, I grew up in a bowling alley. I could bowl my ass off to this day. I tell them, God, if I waste my money on that, I watch y'all. I can't bowl. I didn't have the money. Where are we? Master things. Oh, baby. Lord, we went way off. All gestures and all that. Destroying or hiding property. We went through that. Abusing pets. Now, y'all know I had Eden just turned 6 yesterday. And when I tell you I love my baby, that's my mama, baby. I grew up every Tuesday. Every Tuesday I was in the bowling alley. I was either bowling or in the arcade playing games. I grew up in a bowling alley. Yep. My granddaddy a bowl of 300 easy, multiple times a night. When I tell you, and I stood and I would sit in my granddaddy lap and watch bowling as a kid. I sure did. We sat and watched professional bowling. Yeah, it killed me to sit there and watch them folks bowl. I know I could whoop their ass. What? Anyway, abusing pets. When I tell you I went through how many goddamn pets? First, well, Una was my baby. Una, Nala, Charlie, and now Eat. 4 dogs that I can remember. Oh yeah. Oh Lord, the pets. I still believe to this day that he threw Charlie out that window. You can't tell me he did not throw my dog out that window. Because he was saying I was spending too much money on the dog and I was spending too much time. He said he felt that I loved the dogs more than I loved him. And if y'all know me, I grew up in a household full of dogs. We had dogs in the backyard and dogs in the house. I have always had a dog. All my life, I've always had a dog. So, Charlie, baby, you already know who I'm finna talk about, Mama. My mama was so toe up behind Charlie. That was my man, Charlie man. Little bit dog. I always told him, if you're going to have him in the car, do not let the window all the way down. Charlie was like 5 pounds wet with a brick in his pocket. Like he was small. Baby, he riding down the street and all of a sudden he tell me the dog jumped out the window. And you riding down the Cooper Road doing 40 miles an hour. And the dog just suddenly just jumped out the window. Now I believe the dog was thrown out the window. You can't tell me because he was jealous of it. Then I begged and pleaded and finally got Eden. Eden to this day, yeah. Eden to this day does not have front teeth. All these teeth Eden does not have. You want to know why? From biting. Hey, Kiana, how you doing? Because he would keep her caged up all day. She got her anxiety was so bad that she ate the front of her teeth off biting at the cage. And when I confronted him about it, that's when I got, because he wasn't, I don't think I do is just walk her. He was basically letting her outside, no leash, no nothing, just throwing the damn dog out the house, leaving her out there for hours. The neighbors basically would knock on the phone, would knock on the door, Eden down the street or Eden here, or just bring Eden back home. So we finally got a spike, so I can put so we can put her outside and bring her back into the house. He will leave her out there all day. He will leave her out there all day. Yep. Sure did. Fell right through the damn through the sewer and ended up right in Red River. Sure did. You can't tell me. And then here's the kicker. In front of the girls, the kids in the back street screaming and crying while this dog is flying out the window and rolling. Oh yeah, it was. And then the whole day, when I just finally just got tired, And I still have the text messages. He threatened to take Eden to the pound because he said that he knew that would hurt me. Because whatever he said to me, I didn't care anymore. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Okay, I don't love you. Okay, I don't love you. Oh, I'm gonna kill myself. Okay, you ain't dead yet. Trigger warning. Oh, you ain't dead yet. He threatened to take Eden to the pound because he knew that I loved that dog. He left her outside damn near. I came home one day. She was so dehydrated and thirsty. Like her mouth was dry. She had no more spit or nothing in her mouth. And I went off on him about, don't you ever leave my dog out there like that. Ever. Oh, baby, when I tell you we used to go round about that dog, round. Sure did. He would threaten to hurt Eden all the time. All the time. He would leave her outside. Matter of fact, the day that I left, because it was a whole, when I tell you it was a whole all day ordeal behind the day that I left. Like I said, I'm going, when it's time for me to tell my story, when I tell it, it started 4:30 that morning. And it ended like around 7 or 8 that night. He had thrown the dog. He had kicked Eden. This is what my child had kicked the dog out the house and locked the door and was not going to let her back in. My kids let Eden back in the house and everything. He left her outside to die because I was leaving. Sure did. Baby, he can be that cruel to a dog because he wanted all about. And like I asked him, you are doing all of these things to me. You have threatened suicide, acted like you were going to die, abuse me, abuse my kids, abuse my dog, and you just think that I'm going to stay with you? Like, you really think? Oh yeah, we ended up at the hospital and everything. I did not leave Shreveport until the next morning. Like, it was an all day thing. He had hit my mama, knocked her down, broke her clavicle. She still has a leak in the back of her brain right now from her hitting that concrete out because he hit her and knocked her down. And she got police reports and everything still to the day over the day. This case they try to say that it didn't happen. Then Lad called the police and says that some white folks broke into the house, beat him up, and kidnapped his kids. The kids were me. They left with me. Sure did. Say some white folks broke in his house, beat him up, because we did, and took his kids. Yeah, they think they have all of the control. And when they see themselves losing the control, they become chaotic. And that's what happened. He was losing control over me, over the situation, because I had took my money card back. I had started paying the bills. I would call and I would pay the bills. Like, I had started doing all this. And when I started doing all that, he became more and more controlling and more violent. Because he knew if he put his hands on me, he was not going to live. And that's that on that. You put your hands on me, you're not going to live. Not if you sleep next to me and I cook your food. You're not going to live. You're not going to live. I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. I got you, baby. So, yeah. Abusing pets. Like I said, I done went off on a tangent, baby. All right. Displaying weapons. Did not have a weapon, but showed threatened. He was show threatening me with stuff. I still didn't have. We didn't have no guns, no nothing, but we had knives, and I had a bat. So he'll conveniently say where knives are. He'll conveniently say where the baddie is and woo this and woo that. Oh, you gonna use it? Exactly. Exactly. He did. He was losing control over me and started becoming more and more erratic. That's when he stopped sleeping. He was up all night pacing, trying to start arguments over anything. Like I couldn't even sit on the toilet without him busting in the bathroom trying to argue. This man went through my purse and seeing that I was, because we had already talked about moving, that I had already started looking at other places or other the Vitas in different states. Oh yeah, you did. We're gonna do a recap. You missed a lot. And we're just on the third topic. So this might be a part two. I'm not lying. We might do the first four and then do a part two because we're already into an hour. So we're going to do these next two, and then we're going to start next week on isolation because this is a lot. This is a very, 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 very lot. And I'm not trying to have y'all. It's already what 8:30 on the East Coast. So we're going into the wee hours of the night, and I'm not trying to have y'all up all night. So we're gonna go from the dead till. Hold on, matter of fact, I'm finna take that off so I can know when to stop. Oh, emotional abuse. This the last topic, y'all. This the fourth topic. Then we're gonna do part two next week. Yeah, it's I can't because I'm starting to lose focus and I'm getting a little triggered. So we're gonna do that. Oh yeah, Count. We're gonna I'm figuring. All right, emotional abuse. Now, this right here is what a whole lot of us go through and don't even know that we're going through it because it's an everyday way of life. We've seen our mothers go through it, our fathers, our grandparents, our uncles, our aunties, our cousins. Like it's something that has been normalized, but it's still abuse. All right, emotional abuse. The number one thing, baby, putting them down. If you always have to find something wrong or point out what is wrong with someone to control them, to have them in a weakened state, because that's what it does. It beats you down mentally, not physically, beats you down mentally to a weakened state of surrender. If you are constantly being put down every day, all day, you can't do anything right, everything you do is wrong, they find the smallest thing just to pick and fester and fester and fester, and they beat you down mentally to the point that you have no energy left. That is emotional abuse. And that is what a lot of people in abusive relationships go through. They are so weak and so beaten down mentally that they just feel like this is what they deserve and this is all that they have, and this is it. They're led to believe that that person is the only person that wants to be. You know how many times I heard that? Me, I heard that. Don't nobody want me. Ain't nobody in this world ever gonna love you more than me. I love you more than life itself. I love you more than myself, but you treat yourself better than you treat me. You have to look at what's not being shown to you. You have to hear what's not being said to get through that. Calling them names. Baby, I have been called fat, overweight, useless. Babe, I know I'm fat. You ain't got to tell me. I got to lift shit up to wash it. I know I'm fat. But being called outdated, overweight, slum, I'm being called these things and I'm getting up every morning and I'm the only one working in this house. And I'm being called all this. Oh, we're going to get into emotional neglect. We're going to get into that because emotional neglect is just as bad. Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, emotional neglect. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Yep. Like I said, all of us we grow up in emotional abuse so much that it's normalized. So when someone else does it, we think nothing of it. That's why I would, when I grew up, I said I was never going to call my kids stupid or dumb. I grew up with that. I grew up being called stupid. I grew up being called dumb. I grew up being called worthless. I grew up being told that I was not going to amount to nothing. And I said I was not going to do that to my kids ever. I've never called my children stupid. I've never called my children dumb. I would say what they did was dumb, but not them. I would never do that because I know how that feels to be constantly be told you're stupid and you're dumb and you're not going to amount to anything. Like, what? But we grow up in that to the point where our moms and dads did it. So it was nothing. It was nothing for our significant other to do it because we've been through it before. But that fucks with you when you've been basically called this all of your life, and then you go into a relationship and the same cycle, being called names, being called worthless, being put down. That fucks with you. Oh, baby, here we go. Making them think that they are the crazy ones. We're going to get into that. They're mostly common used phrases in the houses. You are absolutely right. They are commonly used phrases, and that is a form of emotional. Okay, yeah, thank you. That is a form of emotional abuse, but it's so normalized that we don't think anything about it. We just think, oh, they're just having a bad day. Oh, they'll get over it, or that's just, or my favorite. Oh, you know how so and so and so and so is. That's just them. It's so normalized that we just look over it. We look over it. Like that's just their personality or that's who they are. No, they're abusive fucking pricks, and you need to call it out. Silence is violence. I say that all the time. Silence is violence. But making them think they're crazy, that's gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of mental abuse. We're going to go deeper into gaslighting when we get to minimizing, denying, and blaming. That's going to be on part 2. That goes into more into the gaslighting. But making them feel like they're crazy. Oh, I'm not the abusive one. Oh, this is not happening. Why would you even think that? You're crazy to think that. Oh, you think I don't love you? Oh, you think that, I'm not doing all of this for us? These are all things that I heard. What? I would never do that. Why would you feel like I'm that type of person? I love you. I would never do that. That's not. I'm trying to motivate you. I'm trying to make you better by calling me dumb, by calling me overweight. Like that's motivation. Like what? Like I'm not the crazy one here. You are the one that's wrong, not me. That is a form of emotional abuse. But like I said, we're gonna go more into that with the minimizing, denying, and blaming and gaslighting. Humiliating them. Oh, baby. If your partner waits until y'all are in a crowd or out in public to the all of a sudden do the little snarky little jokes, oh, I'm just because everybody joking then. You see how that work? Everybody joking. That's the making you crazy. When they humiliate you or they embarrass you, and then when you react to them or you tell them that they're wrong, you're the crazy one. Oh, I'm just what? Oh, that's just a joke. Everything just a joke. When they don't get the reaction that they want, then everything is a joke. Humiliation is a form of emotional abuse. They can either do it publicly or privately. But his favorite thing was public humiliation. embarrass or say something real slick and slide to somebody else at the side of their mouth, knowing that that shit is fucking embarrassing. That is a sign of emotional abuse. Get the fuck out. That's abuse. Exactly. You're imagining things. Oh, I heard that so many. Oh, that didn't happen. Uh-huh. Oh, look at how she is. Exactly. Exactly. They and see that's what a narcissist does. A narcissist will poke and poke and poke and poke and poke. And then when you explode, I can't believe you're acting like look at you. Look how they're acting. Oh my God. I can't believe that you're acting like that. Knowing that they have been fucking with you to the point that you blow up. And now when you blow up, they just sit back like, oh my God, look at you. Why are you acting like this? Why are you treating me like this? Why are you oh my face? Why are you embarrassing me like this? Why are you no, then all of a sudden I'm humiliating him when I check him or I say something to him because he said something out of line or he did something out of line, and all of a sudden I'm humiliating him. Why you treat you don't have no respect for me. You just you don't care what you say to me. You love to humiliate me. But you've been acting a damn fool, talking real slick at the side of your neck, and when I check you, when I say something, I'm humiliating you. Oh, okay, never mind. Making me feel like I'm crazy. Yep. Exactly. Say something. Look how she treat. Yep. Oh, I went through all that. All of that. All right. Who we almost get to the end, like making them feel bad about themselves. Making somebody feel bad about the way that they feel is emotional abuse. So you're basically taking their power from them. If I come to you and I tell you, I'm feeling such and such and such a way, or you're doing this, or you need to stop doing this, or we need to talk about your treatment, or woo this and woo that, and then they pull it all on you. Well, I'm not the one that do that. Well, you do this. Oh, you don't like the way that I talk to you like that? Well, maybe you shouldn't do this, and making them feel bad. Like, why would you feel like that? Why would you feel like I don't love you? Or why do even when a child comes and tells a parent that they're depressed, or they're feeling a certain way. What you feeling like that for? You ain't got no bills. Only thing you do is go to school and come home. I take care of all the bills. I say, well, making them feel bad about themselves for being depressed or being sad because you don't want to hear what they say. Go ahead and say it. You don't want to hear what they say. I'm this is baby. I know that I already felt myself getting triggered. So this is the last one, and then we're going to do the next 4 next week because I don't think I'm gonna be able to do all 8. I cannot do all 8. So we're gonna after this we're gonna put a pin in it, baby. I see you. I said that earlier. All right, making them feel guilty. That's a form of emotional abuse. Making someone feel guilty for the way that if they're expressing their feelings and you make them feel guilty, you're taking their power, you're minimizing how they feel. So you can control and take control back of the situation. Because if I'm having a conversation and I'm telling you what you are doing and how you are feeling or what you need to do to improve in this situation, and you're all of a sudden making me feel guilty about feeling like that, you're taking my power. And now you have taken the power of the conversation and you now are manipulating and controlling the conversation. And that's not what's supposed to happen. If you're having a conversation on how y'all can better the relationship between you both, because no relationship is perfect, no person is perfect. But if I come to you and I tell you what you are doing to hurt me, or what you are doing to make me feel a certain type of way, if you love me, if you want to continue this relationship, then we will work it out. But if I tell you how you're feeling and why you feel like that, what, you don't feel that I love you? You don't feel the things that I'm doing? I go out to work, I do this, I pay the bills, I do this, and why would, and you invalidate their feelings and you make them feel real bad. about coming to you, because now you having them feel like they're a burden because you doing all of this, and I'm feeling depressed, or I'm feeling sad, or I feel like you just took the power from me, and now you're controlling the whole situation. You're controlling the conversation. You're controlling everything by just doing that. That's emotional abuse. And a lot of people go through that because, like I said, we watched our family go through it, not knowing that it's abuse. That's not normal. So we're going to stop right here because we've done the first four. We've done the first four. So now, whew, I'm going to bring it down. This is the last sip. So if y'all do not know what the last sip is, the last sip is usually I give my opinion on something. Sometimes it is on topic, sometimes it is off topic. The last sip today is off topic. Now, I know a whole lot of y'all are from TikTok. A whole lot of y'all are not from TikTok. Whoever is from TikTok, if y'all know about this situation, y'all can go ahead and speak on it, but this is my last sip. The shit that is going on online now is starting to get dangerous. People are doxing. If you don't know what doxing is, that is releasing private, not public, personal information about someone. So that can be someone's entire name. Like if someone goes by a moniker, like let's say somebody goes by Gamer Girl 26, and you say, well, Gamer Girl 26 name is Alexis Moana Pocahontas Jr. the Fifth. You're literally just doxed that person. Now that person can be looked up. You can go further by saying their birthday or release their birthday. Now someone can really pinpoint that person. That is doxing. Putting out their personal home address, their phone numbers. Those are all doxing. And things like this are happening online, and it's getting ridiculous. It is getting scary. It is getting to the point now where people are being swatted. What is swatted? Swatted is basically calling the police, making fake police reports to have the police swarm someone's house in an attempt to, I'm gonna say unalive, because I don't want this. It's not like I monetize on here. Try to kill them. In other words. So, example of that, I could be sitting here chilling, all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. I get the police and beat down my door. They got the SWAT team, they got the guns, because basically somebody calls the police and say that I'm in the house threatening to kill somebody, or I got somebody held hostage, or something like that, knowing that it's fake. That is swatting. Right? That's swatting. Things like this is happening online on TikTok right now. And if anybody knows Patrick Gentry, his King Gentry 1989 or something on TikTok, has been swatted 4 times on live. His last time that he was swatted, his girlfriend and his small children, he has 3 children under the age of 12 in his home. All because people don't like him. And it's not just happened to Patrick, it has happened to many other personalities. That is crazy. The back and forth that is happening is scary, is getting out of control. And someone is going to be hurt all over an app. The cyberbullying is becoming, and these are not children now what I'm talking about. You would think that I'm talking about high school people. No, I'm talking about people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s doing this. It is ridiculous. It is getting scary, and it needs to stop. People now are afraid to use their voices because they are afraid of being bullied. They are afraid of the police knocking on their door. They're afraid of being walked up on the street. Patrick was walked up on and attacked at a bus station. It's getting out of control. There has to be an end. There has to be an end. This is crazy. So, if y'all want any more information, like I said, go to King Gentry 1986 or just type in Patrick Gentry on TikTok. Baby, watch all the videos, see what's going on. He has to go fund me. He has to Cash App. He is trying to find another place to live, to relocate him, his girlfriend, and his 3 children because they have been harassed and bullied to the point where they have to move. And it's to the point where his address is actually flagged. But whoever called this last time called for 2 hours until the police showed up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Because after a while, the police have to do their job, even though they know that the call 9 times out of 10 is going to be fake. Exactly. So many, and I'm just using Patrick's because he is right now. He is the one that's fresh. But I know I can't even think. One was swatted while he was on Twitch, and I do believe that he's a veteran. It's U.S. Army. It was something. And he was swatted while on Twitch. It's getting ridiculous. We are grown adults. We're not children. So, like I said, if y'all want to know more about Patrick's story and more, not just Patrick, that's just who this has happened. Then I'm just using him as an example. Y'all can go type in his name, watch his videos, and see what happened. Yes, on live. He was swatted on live. I'm talking about they came with the ARs. Like, yeah. But that's my last tip, baby. This got to stop. Let's bring an awareness to what's going on. Be careful how you move online. Parents, check your kids' phones, check their social medias, because just how this is happening to grown-ass people, these are happening to our children. It's not snooping. It's keeping your children safe. Know who they are talking to. Know what sites they are on. Know what apps they are using. It's not being nosy. It's being careful, because now people are being killed. Kids are being snatched up, and children are committing suicide behind cyberbullying. Please protect your children. No matter how big they are. I got a 17 and an 18-year-old in there, and I don't play behind mine. I need to know who you're talking to, what apps you are using, and everything else. I have open communication with my kids. They can talk to me about anything, and I mean anything, because I want to keep them safe. I don't want my kids feeling like they have to hide anything from me, especially if anybody is harming them online. I want to know. So that is my last sip, baby. This has to stop. Please protect yourself. Please protect your peace. And as y'all see, those are all of my social medias, my TikTok, my Twitch, my IG, my Facebook, even my Cash App, and my Etsy. If y'all love handmade jewelry, I'm your girl. I make them. I have bracelets, waist beads, necklaces, earrings, all of that. Wrapped stones. I work with healing stones. And yes, they are natural. They are real. I cleanse them, charge them, and sage them. I do all of that before they come out. And I send out pretty nice and pretty cool little free gifts. So, hit your girl up. I got you. Thank you, please, and thank you. And I will do part 2 next week. I will see y'all Thursday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that now. Thank you. And make sure y'all like this live on the way out. And I will see y'all later. Mwah. Love y'all. And make sure that y'all have a good day. And if you don't have a good day, that's okay. Tomorrow is going to be better. See y'all around.